Chapter 12. Spreading Knowledge. You have already studied that early humans did not spend their life much better than the animals. It was the knowledge that human beings gathered by observing the ongoing activities in nature and made their lives different from the animals. With the passage of time, more and more knowledge got added to the human brain, and the life of man became much better than that of animals. In this chapter, you will study how knowledge spreads from one person to another or one region to another. The early human beings did not know any language. They used certain signs to express their thoughts. The Native Americans used smoke signals to communicate with each other. Some African tribes took the help of drum beats to communicate. Then, human beings started drawing pictures on walls, stones, and clay tablets. Pigeons were also used to carry messages to far-off lands. Over a period of time, horsemen were trained to move from place to place and convey messages. Earliest written records. Since the humans did not know how to write, they drew pictures on the walls of caves and rocks in order to keep written records. This form of communication is called pictographic communication. These pictures depicted their actions, feelings, and thoughts. The Sumerians of Mesopotamia were the first to develop the art of writing about 3000 BCE. The Egyptians developed a script which is called the hieroglyphics. The script was based on picture which conveyed meanings. For examples, the picture of a man shooting at an animal indicated hunting. The pictures and signs took the forms of letters as time passed. The Egyptians made 24 letters from the pictures. Script. Gradually, pictures were replaced by symbols. The Sumerians made wedge-shaped symbols on wet clay tablets, which were later hardened by baking. This form of writing came to be known as the cuneiform script. A script is a form of writing. The Greek and Roman alphabets were derived from these scripts. The same scripts paved the way for the development of the English language. The Indus Valley civilization had its own script, but this script has not been understood yet. Later, the Brahmi script was developed. Much later, the Devanagari script came into existence. Many modern Indian languages use the Devanagari script. The South Indian languages have their own Dravidian script. Invention of paper. The early humans wrote on stones and clay tablets, which were inconvenient to take to other places. So, they were looking for an alternate material to be used for writing and keeping records. This led to the invention of paper. The Egyptians made paper by beating the leaves of the papyrus plant into thin strips. Cai Lun, a Chinese scholar, is credited with the invention of paper as we get it in its present form. The Chinese made paper from certain plants that could be broken down into fibers and pressed into sheets. The Arabs learned the art of making paper and spread the knowledge to the Western countries. Invention of printing. Earlier, people used manuscripts or handwritten records to keep information. These records were greatly valued as they were handwritten. Only limited copies of such records were available, which were accessible to a few. The invention of printing press made the production of many copies of books possible. So, books were now available to many more people. Printing was first introduced to the world by the Chinese. They cut patterns on wooden blocks, dipped these blocks in ink, and press them on paper to get the impression of the patterns. Nearly 1,000 years later, in the 15th century, Johannes Gutenberg set the first printing press in Germany. The first book printed was the Bible in 1456. 200 copies of the Bible were printed on sheepskin. Braille. Louis Braille was a blind French student. He developed a script called the Braille for people who could not see. The Braille script consists of raised dots on paper which are read by touching. You can see Braille script on the next page. Origin of numbers. After the early humans became producers by inventing agriculture, they started living at one place. They also domesticated animals. Gradually, many other fields of occupation started. This led to the maintenance of records, and there arose a need to count. Initially, human beings used stones, sticks, and pebbles to count things, but was soon replaced by dots, strokes, or symbols. Number systems originated in different forms at different places of the world. Indians made a very significant contribution by giving the world the concept of zero. Mathematics was well developed in India. It is believed that people counted on their 10 fingers, and this led to the development of the decimal system. The Arabs passed on the knowledge of numbers to the West. The Chinese used abacus to keep records.